smugglers ended up escaping. That rancher says that's the 28th and 29th vehicles, drug smuggling vehicles, that have crossed his property in the past year, Wolf.
Casey Wyan on the front lines along the border with Mexico. Thank you. Of course, this is not the first major push for immigration reform we've seen, a fact that President Obama noted in his speech in Las Vegas.
So at this moment, it looks like there's a genuine desire to get this done soon, and that's very encouraging. But this time, action must follow. We can't allow immigration reform to get bogged down in an endless debate. We've been debating this a very long time.
All right, let's talk about that and more with CNN political contributor, the Democratic strategist Maria Cardona, and CNN contributor, the Republican strategist Anna Navarro. Anna, members of your own party, Republicans, several of them, they don't like what they're hearing because they think this is amnesty and they hate that word amnesty. How do Republicans who support this comprehensive immigration reform right now deal with that?
Well, I think Senator Marco Rubio is dealing with it exactly the right way. He is going straight to the people. He is going to some of the talk shows. He's invested incredible time and energy, Wolf, in selling this and explaining this in lay terms, and explaining the problem and why it has to be solved. And listen, we don't need to get all Republicans. We don't need to get all Democrats. We just need to get enough to get this passed. And I think what the Democrats and Republican senators did yesterday, and going one day before the president, changed the tone and substance of what the president was going to do today. I think they may have just saved this baby by going ahead one day.
We heard earlier, Maria, that one difference between what the bipartisan group in the Senate is proposing and what the president is proposing involves same-sex couples, if you will. The president wants everyone to be treated the same, but some Republicans and others have a problem with that. Listen to what John McCain, what he said on CBS this morning.
It's something that, frankly, is not of paramount importance at this time. We'll have to look at it. We'll have to gauge how the majority of Congress feels. But that, to me, is a red flag that, frankly, we will address in time.
The president didn't say anything about same-sex couples in the speech, even though some of his aides have been saying he wants everyone to be treated the same. Heterosexual couples, same-sex couples, if you will. How big of a problem, Maria, is this going to be?
Well, my hope is that neither side will allow that to be a huge sticking point. Now, there's no question that that is what the president believes. Clearly, this was a big issue during the campaign when he came out in favor of equal rights for gay and lesbian couples. And we've seen also the majority of Americans are with the president on that. But I think on this issue, Wolf, we have some room to negotiate. And I agree that it was very smart for the senators to go out in front of the president, for the president to come out and talk about what his proposal framework is. And it is good that it is a little different than what the senators put out there, because it does give you that room, that wiggle room to negotiate and to figure out what are the best pieces that we can move forward with that both sides can agree on. It will still be an uphill battle, but I think that the stars are aligned on both sides of the party and in the country to get this done.
Anna, you know that the Latino vote is the fastest growing vote in the United States right now. And let's say it collapses and the public out there, Hispanics, blame the Republicans for the collapse. Nothing is passed. How does that impact 2014, the midterm elections?
I think that if it doesn't pass, it'll be a huge disappointment and disillusion and sadness, frankly, Wolf. And I've been there before. I've been in this for 20 years. I've shed many tears over disappointment. I hope that that's not the case. I'm feeling more optimistic than I have in many, many years when it comes to immigration. And I think Maria is right. And listen, as long as, President Obama can think and propose whatever he wants, but as long as he doesn't make them firm lines on the sand and he respects the bipartisan process going on in both Senate and House, this has a shot. These senators are seasoned veterans of these immigration battles. They know what's the art of the possible. They know how far they can push and what is viable to get it passed, and they are invested in getting something passed. Give them the chance to do that. Support them from the outside, but don't meddle and don't become a problem. And something like that LGBT issue would have been a poison pill at this point. So I'm very glad he did not mention it.
Ana Navarro, Maria Cardona, thanks to both of you for joining us.
Thank you.
Despite all the scandals about steroids in sports, we're following some brand new allegations linking some big-name athletes to performance-enhancing drugs. Stand by for that. And a New York woman decides to take the trip of a lifetime by herself. Now she hasn't been heard from in more than a week. We'll have the latest details.
My boyfriend and I were going on vacation, so I used my Citi Thank You card to pick up some accessories. A new belt, some nylons, and what girl wouldn't need new shoes? And with all the points I've been earning, I was able to get us a flight to our favorite climbing spot, even on a holiday weekend. Things are definitely looking up.
With no blackout dates, you can use your Citi Thank You points to travel whenever you want. Visit Citi.com/thankyoucards to apply.